Something very special that the viewers may not be aware of, that you also created, besides your wonderful books and that turned into movies, the app for an iPad that was voted the best app of 2010. And the name of it is?
The Fantastic Flying Books of Mr. Morris Lesmore.
Oh, all right.
And it's a short film based on a book that hasn't come out yet, that will come out next year. And then we also made it into an interactive app.
Okay, here, do you want to, we have the app right there on the iPad. Maybe you can tell us why this was voted such the best app of 2010.
Well, it's an interesting thing. We decided to approach this from the more as a movie, as a book combined with a movie. So we made it with a sort of level of animation that's much more like what you would see in when you go to the movies, when you go to see, say, a movie at the theaters, a movie from DreamWorks or Pixar. And so Morris gets in this terrible storm and his house falls out of the sky, and then you push on the door and he comes falling out.
He won't come out until you press on the door?
That's right. So there's all sorts of interactivity like that combine into the story and make it sort of, you know, a more involving experience.
How would you know to press on the door?
You hear a knock, you know, there's a little knock, knock, knock on the soundtrack. Yeah. Now he's been walking along and you get a little hint that if you can run your finger, oh, it didn't do that yet, I'm sorry. So he sees this beautiful flying lady with these flying books. And
that is so cool. So
you touch and the books will flap.
Oh, that is so you're really interacting with the movie.
Absolutely.
Right. So how is this making an app different than writing a book?
Well, I'll tell you. Let me turn this off. You know, when you make a movie, you have to plan everything out. You have to plan out all your scenes and all your animation. You have to build all your sets. You have to build all your characters because they don't exist yet. You have to design everything. Well, when we're doing an app, we do the same thing. And so as we're telling the story, we have to do what they call storyboards, where we storyboard out what the scene is and what happens in the scene that help tell the story, what the characters would do. Then we build the characters in the computer and design them just like we would for a movie. And then we start editing it together the way we would a movie as well. So it's like we're making little movies for your iPhone and for the iPad. Mm-hmm. But they have a narrative component in that, you know, so far they're about stories and they're based on books that I'm either doing or are going to come out. So for us, the whole idea of a book is sort of blending right now into this other thing. I think that iPads are going to be something that a lot of the kids that are watching today are going to be using a lot more, and they're going to be telling stories on them themselves. The technology is simple enough and easy enough and cheap enough now that you can write a story and you kids will be able to make your own apps very soon.
That is cool and exciting.